my heart today? What was my qalb in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What are the symptoms we look for the hardening of the heart? Number one, the primary symptom of the hardening of the heart is that we do not enjoy the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When the worship of Allah becomes a burden, when the rituals, when the salah, when the Quran, when the dhikr is no longer bringing us spiritual satisfaction. In fact, it might even become a chore. When you are praying, not because you enjoy, but because you just want to get rid of the obligation of prayer. Allah mentions about the hypocrites, وَإِذَا قَامُوا إِلَى الصَّلَاةِ قَامُوا كُسَالًا. When they stand up to pray, they are not energetic, they're not enthused. They are praying because they're lazy. They just want to get rid of the obligation to prayer. This is of the symptoms of the hardness of the heart. Number two, of the symptoms of the hardening of the heart is to not care about the commandments of Allah, what is haram, what is halal, to ignore the sharia, to live a carefree life. You don't care whether the money is haram or halal. You don't care whether the food is haram or halal. You don't care what you're doing is haram or halal. When you find yourself living that life of heedlessness, then realize this is one of the main symptoms of the hardening of the heart. Number three, a symptom of the hardening of the heart is that when sins are committed, then there is no pang of consciousness. There is no sense of guilt. Notice I say when sins are committed. Why? Because everybody sins. Everybody sins. But when the believer sins with a heavy heart. The believer sins and the pang of remorse and the consciousness and the guilt overtakes that person. And that is a sign of Iman. It is a sign of Iman to feel guilty. It's not good to sin. But if you commit a sin, you had better feel guilty. When the sin becomes habitual and there is no remorse and there is no guilt, then realize this is of the major symptoms of a hard heart. Wal-iyadu billah. Point number four of the symptoms of a hard heart is the hard heart ceases to care about other people. You don't care about the poor, about the weak, about the situation of the ummah. You have no concern about what's happening in Palestine, the Uyghurs, the Burma, the Kashmir. All of this becomes far, far away. It's only about me, myself, and I. Nafsi, nafsi. The person who only cares about himself, this is a symptom of a hard heart. The soft heart cares about everybody. The soft heart is monitoring what's going on around and in the globe. And the hard heart lives a selfish life. And this is a major symptom of a hardening of the heart.